We're going to begin tonight with Congressman McNulty leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'd like to ask all of you to stand and then remain standing.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Mariah.
Thank you so much. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, everybody.
And now you know why the entire nation fell in love with her. Pastor Traham, would you come up? Thank you. Would you remain standing for the invocation?
Thank you, Phil, for that introduction and what's going on so far. To have all of the dignitaries in this room, to me, it's an honor and a privilege to stand before you and to lead you in prayer. Now, as we gather here to witness the unveiling of the county executive's State of the County address, I'm grateful for his leadership and also the vision for our county. I'm grateful to see the many things that were shared in the State of the County address last year, and to see them come to pass has really been a blessing to me and to many of those that are here. And I stand with expectancy to see some of the other things that have not come to pass also begin to transpire. My prayer is that God would grant county executive wisdom and discernment as he performs his daily responsibilities. And we all know that no man can take care of these responsibilities on his own. And so I also pray for the others in leadership, those close to him, Phil Calderon, his cabinet, the other secretaries, and those that are close to him. I pray that they would have a spirit of unity in order that they would be able to carry out the vision with one heart and with one mind. And knowing that every one of them are only as good as those supporting staff, I pray for the directors of every department in our great county. I pray for the others, the assistants. I pray for the workers. I pray that they would have a heart to work. They would have a heart to see the vision that Dan has come to pass, and will work tirelessly to see the great things that our county can do as it leads this great state and it leads this great nation. And knowing that the entire county workforce is needed to accomplish these things, I also pray for every worker that the county has, no matter what a position they have, from the youngest to the oldest, from the person digging the ditches on the streets to the person in the highest office. I pray that they would also have a heart to see this nation turned and also this county turned. I pray for the mayors in this county. I pray for Mayor Sheehan. I pray for the others, Mayor Mahan. I pray pray for the others in our county that have come up and that has to join hearts and hands in order to accomplish the vision. Because without a vision, we're going to perish. And I'm grateful that Dan McCoy is a man of vision. And lastly, my prayer is also that the people of this great city, the people of this great county would all come together and with one voice and one heart see that together we can accomplish anything as long as our hearts are joined together. This is my prayer for us. This is my prayer for our city. And this is my prayer for our county executive. God bless you all.
Thank you. Be seated. Thank you, Pastor. And now you know why last week the FBI presented Pastor Traham with the 2017 Community Leadership Award. Thank you, Pastor. You inspire us every day. You know, I don't know if you paid attention when you came into the room to the music that was playing, but we had playing on the loudspeakers Motorhead. Some of you, Jordan, you might be surprised that I'm a Motorhead fan. But Motorhead was singing "You Can Be a Hero" just for a day. And I've said this before, but in Albany County, we have men and women who work every day who are heroes, in my opinion. These are men and women who touch lives every single day through their work and through the lives they affect. And if you look around the front of this atrium, you'll see stories, messages from folks whose lives have been touched by these heroes. And the stories behind these messages tell the story of Albany County and why we do what we do. There's stories about infants in foster care, about seniors facing the end of life, about women who have been the victims of violence and abuse, stories about young dreamers who face the uncertainty in a nation that they called home. These are stories that provide clarity to our mission, a mission that at its core is fundamentally about touching lives and lifting a community. And fundamentally, that is what the State of the County message is supposed to be all about. Not simply to tell you about what we do or even how we do it, but to tell you the story of why we do it. The writer Simon Sinek, and I don't know how many of you follow TED Talks, but Simon does a lot of TED Talks and is one of the most popular speakers. Simon Sinek says that leaders who understand the why, the purpose of their mission, lead the most successful organizations. Which brings me to Dan McCoy. His entire life as a combat soldier, as a firefighter, as a public servant, his entire life has been dedicated to serving others, to touching lives and lifting a community. Nelson Mandela taught us, if you can affect one life, you can affect an entire community, even a world. And that's what motivates Dan every day. That's the purpose behind his Healing Moments forums, the purpose behind his equity agenda. That's the purpose behind his Albany County Cares initiative. And that's why I believe last month, City and County magazine recognized his accomplishments and named him County Leader of the Year. And that's why I know all of us who work in county government are proud to serve alongside of him. Ladies and gentlemen, County Executive Dan McCoy.
Thank you. I just said to him, really, Phil, I got to follow that act now. Thanks a lot for setting that bar up here. I'm already nervous. So I do want to say a couple things. Sheriff Apple, thank you. I know you're hiding over there in the staircase. Put your phone down. I am watching you. We can watch each other, all right? To Jack Flynn, our Democratic chairman, thank you for being here, Jack Flynn. I think you're hiding. Oh, you're close to the sheriff. I got you. But I also want to thank two people before I start my State of the County. I want to thank Sean Ward for being the chair of the legislature for the last 2 years. Sean, there you are. Sean, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, your inspiration in working with my office the last 2 years. I appreciate you, Sean. And I will say a quick story. When I first was transitioned into this job in 2011, I tried to get Sean to come work for me, but it didn't work out. So some mayor in Green Island was saying no. I don't know who she is, but Mayor McNulty Ryan, Sheriff, you can give her a ticket on the way home. But, you know, I also want to thank Frank Camiso for his 25 years of leading the legislature. Frank, thank you. Thank you for your leadership for the last 25 years. And I always joke around with him because he always hides in the back, never comes up to the front with me, and I call him out. He always gets mad at me at the end of the day. And it became a joke for the last 6 years that I just like torturing him. So Frank, thank you for everything. And to our new chairman, Andrew Joyce, thank you, and I look forward to working with you. Also, a two-tour combat vet. Thank you, Andrew. And to Gary Demolowitz, our new majority leader. Gary, I look forward to working with you and your staff in your office, and same as you, Andrew. And Frank Marinello, also with you and your staff. So, and to the legislature. So now I'm going to start. Good evening, and welcome to my State of the County message into our beautiful new atrium. I decided to hold this event here tonight, not only to show off this new wonderful space, but to speak for a moment why we made this investment and what we hope it will mean to our community. We built this atrium in the hope that it would be a space that brings people together, not just on event nights, but throughout the year. We designed it as a space that people can come into and enjoy for many reasons. And our hope and future plans call for creating event space in front of this building for street festivals, farmers market, as well as for outdoor movies and special events. It is our hope that the vibrancy of this space will become a catalyst to a greater vibrancy in our community at large. The author, Helen Kent, writes, "Buildings are monuments with our environment, testimonies to our sense of place. A memorable building, one that is responsive to the needs for which it was built, helps shape the community and its people. This space and the upgraded walkway connected to the new convention center and to the Empire State Plaza will create opportunities for our capital city and for our region, opportunities that we believe will help shape our community and its people. In each State of the County message I have delivered, I have promised that we would strive every day to make a positive difference in the lives of the residents of Albany County. I believe this building is a tangible evidence of that effort, and for that effort, there are a lot of folks who deserve the credit for building this project to fruition. Our county legislature, our architects, our construction manager, and most especially all the men and women who labored to make this a building a reality. The ironworkers, the carpenters, the electricians, the painters, the laborers, and so many more, for whom this was a labor of love. Thank you again for a job well done. In the coming months, we will begin another exciting project, the long overdue renovation of our county nursing home. The project, totaling over $60 million in improvements, will transform the building into a state-of-the-art facility, an investment that will be nearly fully reimbursed by New York State. Already, the improvements and changes at the nursing home have cut our county subsidies of the nursing home operation by half. And with future improvements, we anticipate turning what has been a major liability into a county asset worthy of the county residents who call the facility home. I look forward to reporting to you next year on the continued progress, but tonight, I want to thank the county legislature for their partnership we have shared on this project and hold it out proudly as an example of what we can achieve when we work together for a common goal. There is no question that the financial turnaround at our nursing home has contributed to the overall strong record of fiscal progress and growth. Despite the pressures of unfunded state and federal mandates, our 2018 budget stayed under the state cap for the 5th year in a row, left our tax rate unchanged, and saw a fund balance grow to a moderate high of over $60 million. Again, I want to thank the legislature for being an important partner with my administration in our success in stabilizing county finances, and for the 2nd year in a row unanimously approving the 2018 budget. Over the course of the coming year, we will continue our ongoing efforts to streamline services, to put into place additional reforms to ensure the process continues, that our county taxpayers are not additionally burdened. Toward that goal, I will continue to partner with local governments within the county in pursuit of savings from shared service opportunities. During the past year, with the assistance of the Rockefeller Institute of Government, and Albany County led a shared service panel that included representatives from local governments and school districts within our county. The results was a plan that identified more than $15 million in savings when fully implemented in 2019. To assist with that implementation, we have again partnered with Rockefeller Institution to work with us on the steps necessary to achieve these savings. Some of these steps, such as the creation of Community Choice Energy Program, will require municipalities to pass local laws to participate. Those participating in the program will be able to enter into energy contracts at lower prices for their localities, and their residents will likely be able to enter into those contracts to lower their energy bills. One of the proposals we are most excited about will involve the agreement with Saratoga County and our water purification district for construction of operations of a facility that will be able to accept organic waste. This project will reduce our carbon footprint and will continue our commitment to make Albany County the greenest county in New York State. It will also demonstrate that being green can also benefit the bottom line. As we continue to face very real possibilities, even more cuts and more unfunded mandates from Washington, from New York State, it is critical to remind ourselves of the mission of county government and what's at stake. Our mission is about serving those most need in our community, our children, our seniors, our veterans, and those struggling with challenges of poverty, illness, and addiction. It is a mission to create better opportunities, economic and otherwise, for struggling middle class and for poor, for young, old alike, so as to improve the lives and the quality of life of our community. Tonight, I'm pleased and proud to review the significant achievements our departments have made in pursuing the mission of county government and to outline the work being done to move the mission forward. Mental illness will touch 1 in 5 adults over the course of a lifetime. Our Department of Mental Health effectively provides critical service to those suffering from such illnesses to help them attain meaningful improvement in the quality of their life. The department does this through direct counseling as well as through mobile crisis service and through a strong community partnership. During 2017, the department provided mental health training to nearly 200 law enforcement officers around the capital region. The department also took a leadership role in beginning together an array of community stakeholders that included law enforcement, health, and social services to provide and develop community-wide plans to better address the needs of individuals dealing with addiction, with development disabilities, and with mental illness. The department continues to work with leads on criminal diversion opportunities and has been an important voice on our opiate task force. For that passion and for that dedication to the mission they serve, and for the belief that hope and caring are the most powerful medicine, I want to thank the department for the extraordinary work. Likewise, our county health department strives to protect and promote the health of individuals, families, and communities within our county. Through a variety of innovative and award-winning programs, the department advances its vital mission to protect against environmental hazards, promote health and wellness of our citizens, and prepare for public emergencies. During the past year, the department submitted the necessary documentations for receiving national accreditation status. This has involved the development of strategic community health improvement plans that was based on extensive feedback from staff and from community stakeholders, and that identified assets, the challenges in our community. Achieving accreditation with major accomplishments for the department, and I wish them well and congratulate them on this important effort. I also want to highlight both the Health Department and the Department of Mental Health, and the collaboration with my office that took on a leadership role with the establishment of the Albany County Opiate Task Force. The task force received the 2017 Public Service Excellence Award for its achievements, including the implementation of Project Orange, an initiative that works with local pharmacists to increase awareness of the importance of safe storage and disposal of opiate medication. Last year, in my State of the County, I addressed taking on pharmaceutical industry to hold them accountable for the loss, pain, and suffering they have caused in creating this opiate epidemic. Working with County Executives of America and its National Opiate Task Force, I had the opportunity to discuss with county executives across this nation the impact on the opiate crisis had on their communities. In Albany County, total opiate deaths from 2010 to 2015 increased by 29%. While this number is significant, hundreds more suffer the consuming an unending cycle of addiction. There's no doubt that our nation and our county faces an opiate crisis. As a result of my work with the National Task Force as its co-chair, I had the good fortune to meet Joe Rice, one of the most celebrated attorneys in the nation. Joe's firm, Motley & Rice, has represented plaintiffs in litigation against the tobacco industry, Volkswagen, BP Oil, as well as the asbestos industry. And with the legislature's support earlier this month, the firm of Motley & Rice and our county attorney filed litigation in federal court on behalf against 5 of the leading pharmaceutical firms, alleging violations of state, federal law, including the federal RICO law violation. It's our hope that along with other suits being filed across this nation, we will get the pharmaceutical industry to change the way it does business so that the welfare of the patient is placed ahead of profits. This is not about financial recovery. This is about the welfare of our citizens. This is about the mission of county government. A couple days after Christmas, an op-ed piece in the New York Times dealt with one of the most heartbreaking consequences of the opiate crisis and the effect it's having on significant higher number of children who are being placed in foster care system. From 2015 to 2016, the increase in number of children across this nation who came into foster care as a result of their parents' drug abuse was far greater in increase in almost all other categories. From 2013 to 2017, our county saw an increase of 23% in the number of children needing foster care as a result of the consequences of opiate addiction. Untreated mental health illness and domestic violence. The results of all this is that the child welfare agencies across this nation cannot find enough foster families to meet the growing demands. The consequences of these kids is alarming. As many as 70% of young people in juvenile justice system have spent time in child welfare system. In fact, the crisis in foster care is at the root of so many problems. Problems such as mass incarceration and economic inequality. The Times piece goes on to ask, why are these kids being made a priority? Why aren't these more elected officials talking about them? And why is there no national movement to battle for these children? Well, tonight, in this county, we are making that clear. These children are our priority, and in this county, we're going to do everything within our power to champion for their cause. It's our mission. I see you sneaking out, Pat. So, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Thank you for your partnership. I appreciate it. I'm glad John's hanging out for you. So, I've asked our Commissioner of Children, Youth, and Family Service to convey a task force focused on the issues of children in foster care. And I'm committing tonight that Albany County will be the national leader in this effort, focused on the needs of children in foster care system. 2 years ago, when we began the Albany County Cares campaign to reinforce the message that our county is dedicated to serving those most in need. And as I have often said, no department fulfills that mission more directly than our Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services, as it works with families to create safe, nurturing environments in which children can grow, learn, reach their true potential. During the past year, the Departments of Child Welfare staff investigated over 5,000 reports involving over 10,000 children. Additionally, the Department of Special Needs Division, its Children and Mental Health Clinic, and our Youth Bureau assisted thousands more of our neediest and most at-risk youth. To all of our staff and to our many community partners, you give meaning every day to our campaign that Albany County cares and to the mission we serve. To create even more opportunities for children of our county, 2 years ago, with the support of the legislature and the sheriff, we create the Albany County Recreation Department. Already, the department provides recreational programs to thousands of young people throughout the county. Statistically, the department formed a partnership with Amateur Athletic Association, the first of its kind in the nation, to offer AAU structured athletes in karate, flag football, lacrosse, basketball, track and field, and many more programs. The department also managed many activities at Lawson Lake and on our award-winning rail trail. Both have become regional destinations for hundreds of kids and their families. Both the rail trail and Lawson's Lake offer our residents outdoor activity opportunities year-round. Be sure to attend the upcoming Winter Festival at Lawson's Lake, and you will see what I'm talking about. There will be ice fishing and all kinds of winter fun and activities, and I guarantee when you see the smiles on kids' faces, you'll see the magic happening. That's because we are giving kids opportunities that might never get anywhere and nowhere. Nothing we do is more important than that. Nothing defines our mission better. So those involved in all these activities, thank you for your commitment to our kids and to Albany County. By the way, when you go to Lawson's Lake, you're going to see that many of the buildings have been transformed through hard work and as a result of the partnership with organized labor and our county probation department, Project Growth, a program that teaches young adults on probation a vocational skill guarded toward a trade. This program is only one of many unique award-winning initiatives that the department has developed to help young people on probation find a new and better path for life. During 2017, Harvard University recognized the Department of Juvenile Accountability Program as a cutting-edge best practice and presented the department with its Bright Idea Award. In 2018, the department is preparing for the challenges it will face as a result of the passage of the new Raise the Age law. The department will be charged with assessing the risk and needs of additional 400 juvenile offenders. Given this enormous challenge, the department remains committed to exploring how services can be delivered effectively and best meet the needs of those on probation. I want to congratulate the department on the success it has achieved and to thank the dedicated staff and leadership that have made this success possible. Raise the Age will also place additional demands on our public defenders, our alternate public defenders, and our county attorneys. These offices provide excellent representation, but they will continue to be challenged by new mandates and additional responsibilities. As all of you are aware, for the past 3 years, I've made the cause of reforming our system of indigent defense a priority mission. Since the landmark decision of Gideon and Wainwright guaranteeing defendants the right to counsel, New York State has passed on the cost of public defense to county governments. As a result, those unable to afford counsel have been subject to a legal system that has been overloaded and underfunded. Last year, largely as a result of our efforts, and as a result of the legislation we submitted to New York State Legislature, New York State took a major step forward, ensuring the constitutional protection promised by the Gideon decision. Now, Pat stayed, I would have thanked her. State law now authorizes the State Office of Indigent Service to set standards on the presence of counsel at the first appearance and reasonable limits on caseloads for public defenders. It also addresses training, supervision, and resources for attorneys to ensure effective representation. While counties are still largely responsible for funding public defense, when the law is fully phased in by 2023, New York State will spend an additional $250 million annually on public defense. As the ACLU and the New York Civil Liberties Union have noted, this is a significant and long overdue achievement that will dramatically reform our public defense system statewide. I'm proud of Albany County's leadership role in this reform, and I'm committed to continuing our efforts to make sure New York State fulfills its constitutional obligation to public defense. The cause and effect of assistance of counsel. Chief, can you stop that? The cause and effects of assistance of counsel was also the reason behind our initiative to establish the Office of Immigration Assistance. As I noted last year, and I don't believe any of us could have predicted that when we created this office, the important role it would play given what's happening on our national level. The office continues to provide training and support to defendants' attorneys representing non-citizens in over 14 counties. With the dramatic federal increase in ICE and enforcement, our office has worked to link individuals with resources that can assist immigrants and refugees and their families. Due to the Trump administration's failure to protect DACA, we have established a hotline to identify individuals who may still be eligible to extend their DACA status or to identify other legal options that may be available to them. Each day in our nation, 120 young, undocumented dreamers lose their temporary protection from deportation, and over 800,000 dreamers are at risk if Congress fails to act by March 5th to restore deportation protection and work permits. We can't let that happen. Here in Albany County, we will continue to give a voice to those who want to be heard on immigration and who seek a pathway to citizenship. During the coming year, we will continue to work closely with the Legal Project, with Albany Law School, and with the Legal Aid to assist those vulnerable individuals who are now unacceptably being confronted with uncertainty and with the fear of their future. Unfortunately, many undocumented immigrants and refugees are often targets for crime and human trafficking. And our Crime Victims Sexual Violence Center has collaborated with the U.S. Committee on Refugees and Immigration as a resource for services. The center has also been an important resource for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. In fact, the center is a pioneer in training and raising community awareness and providing victims and their family comfort and support and empowerment. The center's mission in the Me Too movement has perhaps never been more important. I want to thank all involved for the important service you provide to our entire community. Earlier today, I signed an executive order directing that it is the policy of this administration that no settlement agreement entered into by the County of Albany employee relations cases involving harassment, discrimination will contain a non-disclosure language. We will protect victims who wish to maintain their privacy, and employees, no matter how senior, should not and will not be protected by such agreements. I have also directed our county attorney to submit draft legislation to our legislators banning such agreements countywide and look forward to action on this important issue. Also earlier today, I submitted draft legislation to our county attorney which provides that all workers in Albany County have the right to earn sick leave. Approximately 40% of our workers in our county lack even a paid sick day. This lack of access is even higher among low-income and part-time workers. Studies show that access to paid sick days promotes safer and healthier work environments by reducing the spread of illness and workplace injuries, and it reduces healthcare costs and supports children and families by helping the parents fulfill their caregiving responsibilities. This legislation will result in a healthier workplace, improve child and family well-being, and reduce healthcare costs. It will also result in more productive workers and will benefit employees by increasing their bottom line. I look forward to the legislature joining me in support of this important initiative. Protecting workers' health and safety is always considered with the county's equity agenda. You will recall last year that the Center for Human Service Research at the University of Albany studied the operations of 6 of our major human services departments to begin the process of ensuring that all departments and all employees with those departments understand and develop strategies to deliver essential services through a prism of an equity agenda. An agenda that ensures all individuals within our community have equal access to services and support. In the coming year, we will continue to work with the Center for Human Service and Research to follow up on the recommendations contained in the report, including the important recommendation to increase community outreach and to increase awareness available to county services. Toward that end, during the past year, our Veterans Department increased outreach to veterans in the hill towns of our county and to veterans in supportive living facilities to ensure that all veterans are receiving the services and benefit they're entitled to receive and the honors that they deserve. Additionally, we continue to move forward on with Soldier On, a national recognized program for homeless veterans to develop a $30 million campus at the site of our Ann Lee home that will provide housing and needed service to our regional veterans population. It's a project that will define our county and how we care for our veterans. To all those who have served our nation, thank you. And please know that here in Albany County, we'll always honor that service. Got a little nervous when you stood up, Aaron, I'm not going to lie. Last year, we opened... I know, you got me. Last year, we opened a new office called Access Hilltown at the Helderberg Senior Service Center in Bern. Now, multiple county departments are providing on-site information and services, such as Medicaid, SNAP, HEAP, legal services, aging services, veteran services, and many more additionally. The unemployment unit of our Department of Social Services has developed the community satellite sites throughout the county to better engage and be more accessible to clients in need of employment services. During 2018, the Department of Social Services will begin a new initiative, one based on our equity agenda called Bridges Out of Poverty, that will address the effect of poverty at the individual, institutional, and community level that will enforce opportunities to improve the quality of life for all our county residents. Also, during the coming year, our Department for Aging will continue a successful age-friendly community initiative that has its focus on reaching underserved population within our community, including immigrants, refugees, minorities, and low-income seniors. At the same time, the department has expanded its outreach to younger, healthier seniors to encourage recreation and lifestyle choices that support their efforts to remain active and to age in place. I'm pleased to announce that our senior housing rehabilitation program has been such a success that we have submitted an application to New York State for additional funding for another year. To all involved in these initiatives in social service and Veterans Affairs in our aging department, we thank you for your dedication and for your service in the future of our vital county mission. There are so many more departments and employees to thank, including the hardworking men and women at our Public Works Department who keep our roads and bridges clean and safe. The dedicated staff at our Department of General Services who take care of our county buildings, who handle everything from purchasing to engineering. And our phenomenal Department of Human Resource that does so much to make sure employees and personal issues are addressed professionally. I've always said our employees are among the most dedicated workforce anywhere, and that we are successful because we have achieved in the county government and are because of the commitment of our workers. Last month, in the ceremony in this building, and Phil Calderon pointed out earlier, and Phil, thank you as always. Last month in the ceremony in this building, I was presented with a national award that named me County Leader of the Year. In receiving that wonderful honor, I made it clear it was received because of the incredible workforce and because of the effective partnerships we have established with our national and state leaders, including Governor Cuomo, and with other local officials throughout this county, and of course, with our county legislature. Because of you and because of your efforts tonight, I can say, without reservation, the state of our county is strong, and that working together, we will make it even stronger, more inclusive, and more equitable. And it's our mission, and it's my commitment, the commitment to make a positive difference in the lives of the residents of Albany County. In a few days, we'll be celebrating Black History Month. And just a few days ago, we celebrated the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. In ceremonies across this nation, we recalled his leadership, his courage, and his inspiration. Notably, we recalled Dr. King's soaring "I Have a Dream" speech delivered on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. That was a defining moment in our nation's history. A moment so different than what is happening in our nation today, so different than the tone and messages coming from today's White House. On the day Dr. King was assassinated, Bobby Kennedy was campaigning for the presidency and was on his way to a rally in Indianapolis. His aides urged him not to go, fearing he might be endangering his own life. But Bobby insisted on going. He understood the sacrifice of the moment and the need to speak to a shocked and divided nation. And when he got there, he stood on the back of a flatbed truck, and this is what he said. In these difficult times for the United States, it is perhaps well to ask what kind of nation we are and what direction we want to move in. What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hate. What we need in the United States is not violence, but love and wisdom and compassion towards one another, and the feeling of injustice towards those who still suffer within our country. We had difficult times in the past. We will have difficult times in the future. But the vast majority of people in this country want to live together, want to improve the quality of life, and want justice for all human beings. Let us dedicate ourselves to that and say a prayer for our country and for our people. I want to end tonight with those thoughts. that as difficult as times may seem, the vast majority of us want the same thing. We want to live together. We want to improve the quality of our life, and we want to improve our community. So let's dedicate ourselves to that mission, and let's say a prayer for our nation and our people, because this too is a defining moment for all of us. And I'm confident that with your prayers and God's grace, we will know the truth of Dr. King's message, that light will always defeat the darkness and love will always conquer hate. May God bless our great nation and our great county, and may God bless all of you. Thank you.